Hello everyone. So today's topic of discussion is the concept of mirror image, or in other terms, the correct technical term that we use is the perpendicular bisector. Okay? This is a part of coordinate geometry, and this can be asked in GRE as well as in GMAT. Alright. So you're going to understand what exactly is this concept of mirror image, or what exactly is this concept of perpendicular bisector, and then we'll try to understand four cases. There are basically four cases which can be asked. That is, how can you calculate mirror image of a certain point or of a certain line along x-axis, along y-axis, along the line y is equal to x, and along the line y is equal to minus x. So these are the four cases that we will be discussing. Alright, and then different type of questions that you can expect in the exam. Alright, so let's begin with the basic concept first of all. So let's first understand what is meant by the concept of mirror image. Okay. Now this concept that we'll be using here basically goes back to our 10th standard concept. So for example, let's suppose this is the mirror. This is a mirror. The concept was something like this. The distance of the object from the mirror, is basically equal to distance of the image from the mirror. For example, if you're standing in front of a mirror, if you're standing at a distance of, let's suppose, 1 meter, then your image from the mirror will also be formed at a distance of 1 meter. If you're standing at a distance of 2 meters from the mirror, then your image formed will also be 2 meters from the mirror. Okay. And second thing is, there is no lateral displacement. Like, what I mean by that is, your image is exactly in front of you. So second thing is, your image is exactly in front of you. The distance between the object and the mirror, is always equal to distance between the image and the mirror. And second thing is, object and the image formed are always in a straight line. Like, there is no lateral displacement. Your image is exactly in front of you. Okay. So these are the two basic concepts that we will be putting in use. Alright, let's move ahead. So we'll be understanding this concept of reflection along four axes. So we'll be understanding along x-axis, we'll be understanding along y-axis, we'll be understanding along the line x is equal to y or y is equal to x, and the last one is along x is equal to minus y or y is equal to minus x. These are the four things that can be asked in the exam. Alright. So we'll first start with x-axis, that is, we'll be considering x-axis as the mirror. We will consider x-axis as the mirror. Alright, now let's suppose you take up a point. This is a coordinate plane, so you take up a point, let's suppose somewhere here, and this point has coordinates 6, 3. This point has some coordinates 6, 3. At this point has coordinates 6, 3. Now this is something we discussed in the basics of coordinate geometry, that when you talk about 6, 3, when you talk about the x coordinate and the y coordinate, so x coordinate is the perpendicular distance of the point from y-axis, and y coordinate is the perpendicular distance of the point from x-axis. That basically means that this distance will be 6 and this distance here, it will be 3. This is basically what it means. Now this is our object. Now if the object is at 6, 3 and my mirror is the x-axis, can you tell me in which quadrant the image will be formed? Like, can you imagine in which quadrant the image will be formed? It has to be in the fourth quadrant, exactly. It has to be in the fourth quadrant because image is exactly in front of the mirror. If x-axis is the mirror and object is in the first quadrant, then image has to be in the fourth quadrant. The image has to be in the fourth quadrant, which means the image formed will be somewhere here. It will be somewhere here. And the distance between the mirror and the object, will also equal to distance between the image and the mirror, which means this distance will also be equal to 3 units. And secondly, there is no lateral displacement, which means the distance of this point from y-axis, this will also be equal to 6 units. So the coordinates of this point will simply become 6, minus 3 because it's in the fourth quadrant. So x is positive but y is negative. Y is negative. So basically the bottom line is what you need to take from here is that whenever you take reflection along x-axis, let me remove the other things. The sign of y coordinate changes. The sign of y coordinate changes. So if you have a point 4, 5, let's say if you have a point 4, 5, then the reflection along x will give you point 4, minus 5. If you have minus 6, minus 2, then reflection along the x-axis will give you minus 6, 2. So whenever you take reflection along x-axis, the sign of y coordinate will always change. And you can prove that also. See, understand it in this way. Let me remove this. If I take x-axis as the mirror, what are my possibilities? My possibility number 1 is that object will be in first quadrant, object will be in second quadrant, object will be in third quadrant, and object will be in fourth quadrant. These are the only 4 possibilities. Nothing else can happen. Okay, you can take it on x-axis, you can take it on y-axis. You can't take it on x-axis, I'm sorry. You can take it on y-axis also, no denying on that part. Above origin and below origin. Basically the bottom line is that your point is either above x-axis, or it's below x-axis, yes or no. If x-axis is acting as the mirror, your point is either above x-axis or below axis. There is no third thing that can happen, correct? If the object is above x-axis, then the image has to be formed below x-axis, right? Because x-axis is the mirror. And if the object is below x-axis, then the image has to be formed above x-axis. Now, if you are coming from above x-axis to below x-axis, above x-axis y is always positive, below x-axis y is always negative. Or below x-axis y is always negative, above x-axis y is always positive. So can I say my sign of y is changing, yes or no? Exactly, it is changing. So whenever you take reflection along x-axis, remember that sign of y coordinate changes. This is what you need to understand. You just have to remember this one statement, that's it, nothing else. Because it's an objective exam, you need to find your answer and move ahead, that's it, nothing else is required. Okay, next is, if I'm going to take y-axis as my mirror. So let's say you again take up a point in the first quadrant. Like take it in any quadrant, it doesn't matter much. For example, let's take it in the fourth quadrant. If you feel that taking it in the first quadrant is going to make all cases simple, let's take it in the fourth quadrant, and let's say this point is minus 7 comma, no, not minus 7, because x will be positive, my mistake. It will be 7 comma minus 5. It will be 7 comma minus 5, which means this distance here would be 7, and this distance here, this distance would be 5. Now if you have a point in fourth quadrant, you want to take its reflection along y-axis, then I believe that you all know where the image will be formed. The image will automatically be formed in the third quadrant. So image will be formed somewhere here. Again, its distance, image's distance from the mirror has to be same, so this here becomes 7, and there is no lateral displacement, so its distance from x-axis, this has to be 5. This has to be 5. Now you're in the third quadrant, so what's going to happen? It will become minus 7 comma minus 5. The sign of x coordinate will change. The sign of x coordinate will change. So simply remember it in this way. Whenever you are taking reflection along y-axis, and you can say that sign of x coordinate changes. Sign of x coordinate changes. If you take reflection along x, then sign of y changes. If you take reflection along y, then sign of x changes. This is basically what happens. Okay. All right. So let's remove all this. So I'm going to remove everything from my screen. If you wish to note down anything, please pause the video and do that. However, these are the only two things which are of your concern, that how you take reflection along x and along y. Okay. All right. So let's remove all this. Just remember the result. That is all that is required. Okay. Nothing else is required. All right. So case number 3 is along the line y is equal to x. Along the line y is equal to x. So I'll simply tell you the result which you need to remember. Whenever you take the reflection of a point along the line y is equal to x, whenever you take reflection of a point along the line y is equal to x, what you simply do is you interchange the x and y coordinate. You interchange x and y coordinate of the object point in order to get the image point. For example, let's suppose you have a point P having coordinates 6, 8, and you want to take reflection of this 6, 8 along the line x is equal to y, or along the line y is equal to x. Okay, let's suppose you have a point 6, 8 and you want to take the reflection of this line, you want to take reflection of this point 6, 8 along the line x is equal to y. So what would you simply do is you will simply interchange the two coordinates. So your image coordinates will simply become 8, 6. Your image coordinates will simply become 8, 6. Your image coordinates will simply become 8, 6. That is all that you have to do. Nothing else is required. Okay. And let me tell you the last one also. Then I'll give you a hint on how do we get this. Okay, I'll give you a hint also. Don't worry about it. If you want to take the reflection, along the line y is equal to minus x. If you want to take the reflection along the line y is equal to minus x, there are two steps you need to follow. First is you will interchange both the coordinates. You will interchange both the coordinates, and then you will multiply then you will multiply both the new coordinates with a negative sign. Then you will multiply both the new coordinates with a negative sign. Okay, let me show this. How is this done? For example, let's suppose you have a point D minus 6 comma 4 and you want to take its reflection along the line y is equal to minus 6. Okay, so what will you do is you will first of all you will interchange both the coordinates. So when you interchange, it will become 4 comma minus 6. Okay, you will interchange with their signs. Okay, do not forget the signs. So when you interchange, minus 6 comma 4 will become 4 comma minus 6. It will become 4 comma minus 6. Then you will multiply both the new coordinates. Then you will multiply both the new coordinates with a negative sign. So this will now become minus 4 comma plus 6. This will now become minus 4 comma plus 6. You can take any other example. For say I want to take the reflection of point P minus 4 comma 3, for example. You want to take its reflection along the line x is equal to minus y or y is equal to minus x. Interchange the two coordinates. This will become 3 comma minus 4 and multiply by a negative sign. Multiply both by a negative sign. So this will become minus 3 comma 4. When you take reflection along x is equal to y, when you take reflection along x is equal to y, then you simply have to interchange. When you take reflection along x is equal to minus y, there is one additional step, that is you have to multiply both the new coordinates by a negative sign. You have to multiply both the new coordinates by a negative sign. Just remember this one thing. Okay. Now, the correct technical term that they will be using in the exam is that they'll be using this word perpendicular bisector. Like for example, we'll prove also why it's called perpendicular bisector. Don't worry about it. Let's say the question is x-axis is acting as a perpendicular bisector for line segment AB, where A has coordinates, let's suppose 6 comma 4. X-axis is acting as a perpendicular bisector for line segment AB, where A has coordinates 6 comma 4. Find the coordinates of B. Find the coordinates of point B. That's the question. Find the coordinates of point B. So what you will do is if you want to calculate, now if this x-axis is acting as a perpendicular bisector, this is another way of saying that it is acting as a mirror. It is acting as a mirror. Okay, let me prove that to you why mirror is known as the perpendicular bisector. Now first thing I told you is that whenever you have to take reflection along x-axis, your sign of y coordinate changes, and we have proved that the sign of y coordinate changes. So this point will become 6 comma minus 4. This point will become 6 comma minus 4. Now why it's called perpendicular bisector, understand. See, the line joining the image and the object, always makes an angle of 90 degree with the mirror. Like whenever you stand in front of a mirror, imagine this the next time when you stand, that the line that joins you and your reflection, will make an angle of 90 degree with the surface of the mirror. It will make an angle of 90 degree with the surface of the mirror, right? So for example, if you have a mirror something like this, and let's suppose if you're standing here, then this and then this will be your image formed. So this is the surface of the mirror. So you'll observe it yourself that this angle has to be 90. This angle has to be 90. line joining you and your image will always form an angle of 90 degree with the mirror. Remember that, it will always happen. Okay, so the angle is 90, which means perpendicular word is done. The perpendicular word is done. Second thing, when you talk about this term bisector, what is bisector? Bisector is something that divides line into two equal parts. So let's say this is that point. Let's call this point as O. So if you calculate this distance is equal to the y coordinate, which is 4, and this distance is also equal to 4. So this point O, or this x-axis, is dividing AA dash. It is dividing AA dash into two equal parts. Hence the term bisector. So perpendicular and bisector, that gives you perpendicular bisector. So the correct terminology, or the terminology that they'll be using in the exam, will not be the mirror image. They'll be using this term perpendicular bisector. So x-axis is the perpendicular bisector of AA dash. Okay. Now, if you want to know the proof, like whenever you take the mirror image along the line x is equal to y, or along the line x is equal to minus y, then how can you calculate? So let's suppose I have this point. Let's say this point is 8 comma minus 8 comma 5, because in the second quadrant it will be minus 8 comma 5. Okay, I have this line. I want to take reflection along this line x is equal to y. Let me draw a shorter one. I want to draw it along x is equal to y. I want to take its reflection along the line y is equal to x or x is equal to y, whichever way you want to put this up, please do that. Now, if you want to take the reflection of this point minus 8 comma 5 along the line y is equal to x, then that means this line y is equal to x will act as a perpendicular bisector. This will act as a perpendicular bisector of this point A and its image. Let's call it A dash of this point A, and let's call the image of this point as A dash. So it's going to act, y is equal to x is going to act as a perpendicular bisector of line segment AA dash. It's going to act as a perpendicular bisector for the line segment AA dash. Okay. Now, if it is a perpendicular bisector, let's say that A dash has some coordinates x comma y. I do not know where this A dash is. So I'm simply taking it to be x comma y. Now there are two things. First is the distance concept, and second is the slope concept. Now the line joining A dash and A, will form an angle of 90 degree with y is equal to x, which means slope of AA dash multiplied by slope of y is equal to x should be equal to minus 1. Slope of AA dash into slope of y is equal to x should be equal to minus 1, because I told you when we were doing basics of slope, if the two lines are perpendicular, then product of the slope is -1. So you will get one equation from there. So what you can do is, if you want to calculate the slope, you can say that y minus 5 divided by x minus of minus 8 into 1, because slope of y is equal to x is equal to 1, this will be equal to minus 1. You will get one equation from there. Second is the distance concept. Distance of point A from y is equal to x will be equal to distance of point A dash from y is equal to x. Distance of point A from y is equal to x is equal to distance of A dash from y is equal to x. Now, how do you calculate distance between a line and a point? So let me give you that formula also. if you have a line ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 and you want to calculate its distance from x1 comma y1, then the formula is distance is equal to modulus of ax1 plus by1 plus c divided by under root of a square plus b square. This is the distance formula. So when you use these two things, you already have one equation. You have to figure out another equation from here. You'll get one more equation. When you use these two equations, you will automatically get the coordinates of point A dash. But the point is like, why do unnecessary things? That's not required. Okay, you just need to remember. So remember 4 things, that's more than sufficient. If you want to take reflection along x, change the sign of y coordinate. If you want to take reflection along y, then change the sign of x coordinate. If you want to take reflection along x is equal to y, interchange the coordinates with the respective sign. If you want to take the reflection along y is equal to minus x, then interchange the coordinates and multiply the new coordinates by a negative sign. Just remember these 4 things. That is all that is required. Trust me, nothing else is required. You don't have to prove, you don't have to show that you know also. Nothing is required. All right, let's move on. So we'll be doing 4 questions. It's a small concept, it's part of one of the chapters, so we'll do only 4 questions. That's more than sufficient. You don't need to do anything more. Okay, so question 4 is, in a rectangular coordinate system, line x is equal to y is a perpendicular bisector to the line segment AB, where A has coordinates 4, 3. Find the coordinates of point B. So very simple. Okay, it's very simple. You have this point A. Which has some coordinates 4, 3, and you want to take its reflection along y is equal to x. You want to take the reflection along y is equal to x. So what did I tell you regarding y is equal to x? Simply interchange the coordinates. So the reflection will simply become 3, 4. The reflection will simply become 3, 4. So 4, 3 will simply become 3, 4, and that's it. Nothing else is required. All right. Second one. In a rectangular coordinate system, x-axis is the perpendicular bisector to line segment PQ, where P has coordinates c plus d comma f and Q has coordinates 2d comma d. Then find the value of c plus d plus f. Now in this case, x-axis is the perpendicular bisector of PQ. If x-axis is the perpendicular bisector, then we know that sign of y coordinate will change. We know that sign of y coordinate will change. Sign of y coordinate will change. Okay, so that means x coordinate will exactly be the same, which gives us our first equation, that is c plus d should be equal to 2d. That is x coordinate of p should be equal to x coordinate of p should be equal to x coordinate of q. So c plus d is equal to d, which will give me c is equal to d. If I want my second equation, then sign of y coordinate will change, which means f will be equal to minus of d. F will be equal to minus of d, which will simply give me that f is equal to minus d, nothing else. Now if I want to calculate c plus d plus f, so let's do that. So c is d, let it be d, and f is minus of d. So this will give you your answer as d. You don't have to draw x coordinate, you don't have to draw y coordinate. Trust me, nothing is required. It's simply the concept, it's simply the logic that you need to know, and that's it. That's the end of the story. Work is done. Alright, let's move on. In the rectangular coordinate system, line y is equal to minus x is a perpendicular bisector to line segment AB, where A has coordinates minus 8, 9. Find the coordinates of B. So again the same thing. If you have y is equal to minus x as the perpendicular bisector, what did I tell you regarding y is equal to minus x? Change the coordinates with their signs, interchange the coordinates with their sign, and multiply the new coordinates with a negative sign. Change the coordinates or interchange the coordinates with their sign and multiply the new coordinates with a negative sign. So if you have a which is minus 8 comma 9, then first thing is you will interchange, so it will become 9 comma minus 8. And now if you want to calculate b, so you're going to multiply both by a negative sign, so b will become minus 9 comma 8. B will become minus 9 comma 8, and that's it. Okay, just to make this question a bit more difficult, I can also say that y is equal to minus x is the perpendicular bisector to line segment AB, where a is the coordinate, a having coordinate minus 8 comma 9. And I can also say that, rather than saying this, also y-axis is the perpendicular bisector of BC. Find coordinates of C. Okay. In a rectangular coordinate system, line y is equal to minus x is the perpendicular bisector to line segment AB, where A has coordinates minus 8 comma 9. Also, y-axis is the perpendicular bisector of BC. Find the coordinates of C. Now you already have B. If y-axis is the perpendicular bisector of BC, which means the sign of x needs to change. The sign of x needs to change. So if b is minus 9 comma 8, if b is minus 9 comma 8, then I can say that C will automatically become 9 comma 8. C will automatically become 9 comma 8. And that is all that you have to do. Nothing else is required. Just remember those 4 things. That's it. Nothing else is required in this entire concept. Okay, one more question. What is the reflection of line 7x plus 8y is equal to 15 along x is equal to minus y? Now, in this entire video, what I have taught you is how you have to take reflection of a point. We never discussed how you have to take reflection of a line. I never taught you how you have to take reflection of a line, so how would you do that? Pause the video and think about it. How would you take reflection of a line when we haven't discussed about it? But I have taught you all the basics. I don't have to teach you anything more. So how would you take reflection of this? See, what is line? If we talk about this, what is line? Line is nothing but collection of points, right? Line is nothing but collection of points. So what you have to do is, if you want to form a line, see, there are two basic requirements which we have already discussed in the basics of coordinate geometry. If you want to draw a line, there are two basic requirements. One is either you have 2 points through which line is passing, or you have one of the points through which line is passing and slope of the line. So in this case, what I'll do is I'll use that 2-point method, because that will be easier for me. Rather than going into the concept of slope, that will become a bit confusing for me. I'll simply use 2 points. So what I'll do is, I'll first find out 2 points which lie on this line. And what's the easiest way to do that? First, you will put x is equal to 0. So you will get y is equal to 15 by 8. And second is you will put y is equal to 0. So you will get x is equal to 15 by 7. First, you will put x is equal to 0. You will get y as 15 by 8. Then you will put y is equal to 0. You will get x is equal to 15 by 7. These 2 points will definitely lie on the line. You can take any other point also. That's completely your call. Now, I'm not saying that do it my way. Please do it your way. I just feel that taking one of them to be 0, it's like an easier approach. That's it. Otherwise, it's completely your call. Okay. All right. Now, what I'll do is now I'll take reflection of these 2 points. I'll take reflection of these 2 points along x is equal to minus y. I'll take reflection of these 2 points along x is equal to minus y. So how would you do that? You're going to interchange both the coordinates, you're going to multiply by a negative sign. So first one is 0 comma 15 by 8. So you can interchange this to 15 by 8 comma 0. Multiply both by a negative sign, so that's minus 15 by 8 comma still 0, because 0 multiplied by minus is again 0. This is first quadrant. Oh sorry, this is first coordinate. Second is I have 15 by 7 comma 0. Interchange them, so that is 0 comma 15 by 7. Then multiply both by a negative sign, so that is 0 comma minus 15 by 7. That is 0 comma minus 15 by 7. Now these 2 points that we have calculated, these 2 points would lie on the reflection line. These 2 points would automatically lie on the reflection point. So you have 2 points, you can find out the equation. First is do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So minus 15 by 7 minus 0 divided by 0 minus of minus 15 by 8. So this will become minus 15 by 7 divided by 15 by 8. So this will simply become minus 8 over 7. So this will simply become minus 8 over 7. So your slope of this reflected line is minus 8 over 7. And y coordinate is already given to you. Sorry, y-intercept is already given to you. This is your y-intercept. This is your y-intercept. So you can find out the equation, that is y is equal to minus 8x by 7 minus 15 by 7. Or this will simply become 7y is equal to minus 8x minus 15. Or you're going to have 7y plus 8x plus 15 is equal to 0. And that is your answer. That is your answer. So that is more or less everything, guys, that you need to know about this topic, the concept of reflection or the concept of perpendicular bisector in coordinate geometry. All right, so I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have any doubts, if you have any concerns, you are more than welcome to ask me in the comment box. And please do subscribe the channel for more videos and exam related content. Please do like the video, please do share it with your friends also. And if you have any doubts, if you have any concerns, you can either write it that in the comment box, or you can also personally text me. The phone number is also given, or you can also mail me. And if you're looking for personalized classes for GRE, GMAT or SAT, you can always contact me. Alright guys, so keep watching and keep learning. Thank you so much.